Is dropshipping dead? Are we all about to be broken homeless? And are all of the Shopify gurus gonna magically disappear because of the coronavirus? The short answer, absolutely not. The long answer, well, you're gonna have to stay tuned for that one. In the event that you've been living under a rock for like the past, I don't know, 3, 4 months or so, there's been this really crazy disease called the coronavirus. And it's started kind of over in China. Something going on with like their food situation or whatever, but it became a national crisis pretty much overnight. And as you guys know, most people who dropship, they dropship using suppliers over in China. And for a very long time, probably like 2 weeks or so, a lot of suppliers in China couldn't fulfill any orders. So they couldn't ship anything out every time, of course, customer ordered something from my website, your website, or really anybody else's. And I'm about to show you guys how, even if that happens again and people in China can never, ever send out any more orders, how dropshipping still can't die, and how everybody that's saying that it will die is pretty much either really stupid or just trying to get clickbait. Now, from my estimate, and again, this is just my estimate, probably about 70% of suppliers over in China are still able to fulfill orders. So a lot of people are going around saying that dropshipping is dead because nobody can actually fulfill any orders. And that assumption by itself is just completely incorrect. As a matter of fact, I just fulfilled some orders the other day with one of my suppliers in China, and everything went through fine. Don't get me wrong, shipping time still sucks. So if you are fulfilling with suppliers in China, you always want to be transparent about that. But from my understanding, most suppliers are still able to fulfill their orders, even if they are in China. Another thing is that it's super duper important to have a shipping agent. Now, if you guys don't know what the shipping agent is, it's pretty much somebody that's in between you and your supplier, and they live in China. So they're able to give you like the real deal on what's going on. Because, I mean, anybody who believes that the coronavirus is shutting down dropshipping, I wouldn't go as far to say it's like they're stupid or they just don't really understand anything, because literally every news place, every media place, every time you turn on the TV, it's something new about the coronavirus and how it's pretty much tearing apart the world. But in reality, over in China, it's pretty serious. Don't get me wrong. Like, people are really taking precaution over it, but suppliers are still shipping out orders. And if you didn't have a shipping agent, like that person in China that can watch out for you and your business's orders, then you would know that. So you guys know that I'm 100% open to giving you guys my shipping agent. Just send me a DM on Instagram or hit me on Skype or whatever, and I'll send you over her information. Again, I wouldn't recommend having a shipping agent until you're over probably about 20 orders a day. So after you've gotten a little bit more consistent, that's how the shipping agents will like really take you serious. And I know I've said this before. I've actually said it a few times, but in case none of you guys have heard me, China is not the only place where you can fulfill your orders. Now, I know some of you guys are like, what? Oh my God. But you do not have to fulfill orders just in China. Like, kind of think about what I'm saying. There are dozens of places all over the world, and China is the only place where most people think to fulfill their orders. Now, it makes sense because some items are like relatively cheaper in China, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense because things are going out in China, especially if you're drop shipping to different parts of the world. Shipping times absolutely suck, like they're horrible. So when it comes to stuff like that, you guys have to be aware that there are more shipping channels throughout the entire world, and they're really easy to find if you're connected. Now, for me, I mostly use a lot of US fulfillment base, at least whenever I'm starting up a brand or like any store where the main target market is in the US. Hell, sometimes I literally just use Amazon to fulfill orders. And it works out fine. As a matter of fact, I get to charge 3 or 4 times more than my competition. And at the same time, I get 2 to 3 day delivery time. So all of those like annoying emails about people asking update on their order, tracking numbers. As a matter of fact, I don't even send out tracking numbers sometimes. because after, let's say if a customer will order something from me on Tuesday, whenever I'm fulfilling with the US warehouse by Thursday, that order is already there. So by the time the customer writes out the where's my order email, like the very next day, the order is actually delivered. And then if, let's say if it's a return, if there's anything wrong with the order, I'm not having to go through like some crazy process of like filing a case with the supplier. As soon as I say, hey, Amazon, my order was messed up, they just send me a new one or they refund the money and we get everything worked out with the customer. Now, another thing, and I guess this is sort of like my closing note that I really hope you guys take into consideration, is that drop shipping is going to continually get harder by the day. So you guys have heard me say this before too. A year ago, it was really easy to start drop shipping. A year before that, it was even easier to start drop shipping. But right now, 2019, I think it's like May, March, one of those two, it's very difficult to start drop shipping, and it's going to get even more difficult. If you guys just Google trend, like the graph chart of drop shipping, you'll see that every single month it keeps going up, it keeps skyrocketing. And you guys are seeing the same thing I'm seeing. You're seeing all of these gurus claiming they make $1,000, $100,000, $1 million a month just by drop shipping and living on the beach and clicking buttons on their laptop, acting like it's not really a lot of hard work. Like there's not a lot of real consistent grind behind it. You just see people buying fancy cars, standing behind really cool yachts with like girls and all of this other crazy stuff. And it gets people motivated to wanting to start drop shipping. And because of that, there's naturally more competition in the market. So more people who suck at it, which mess up the game completely. And then there are more people who actually become good at the skill of drop shipping, who even though they don't mess up the game, they make it harder for people like you and me because there's more competition. So guys, if you are in drop shipping, if you want to start this whole thing with the only goal of making money, you need to look at something else. Now, please do not get me wrong. I don't think there is anything wrong with making money. But one thing I can promise you is that drop shipping is hard as fuck. Like it is so difficult. And if you are only in it for the money, if you don't think of it as fun, if digital marketing isn't a passion for you, if you don't really want to do it that much, you only want to make money, then guys, I promise you, you're going to hit a wall. Dropshipping is not going to be fun anymore, and you're going to burn out really fast. For a lot of you guys that know my story, I failed for almost 3 consistent years, like everyday work of dropshipping, and I failed almost every single one of those days. And it wasn't until right at the beginning of the end of the 3rd year when I finally found success with dropshipping. Now I've been dropshipping for almost 5 years. And now I am not even gonna lie to you guys. Like sometimes I still even struggle to get things just super consistent all of the time across like every single store that I start up. So somebody starting right now, it's gonna be pretty difficult for you guys. Now I'm not saying it's gonna take you 3 years to actually get started and get your store to where it wants to be. That's kind of just my story. But whatever your story is gonna be, I can promise that there's gonna be hardship. There's gonna be difficulty in that story. And if you're not passionate about this game, then there's absolutely no way that you're going to be able to keep succeeding. So guys, again, thank you so much for watching this video. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video. If you hated it, if you liked it, if you thought my quality was a little bit better, which I hope you guys noticed. If not, whatever it was, please drop a comment down below. I literally love to read all of you guys' comments. And if you have a little bit more personal question, like send me a DM. I pretty much respond to everybody. I don't care if it's something more personal question or if it's something like how do I get my dropshipping business started. It can even be something that I already answered in this video. I love to hear from you guys. So until next time, y'all stay real.